Mahatma Gandhi's grandson has moved the top court challenging the redevelopment of Sabarmati Ashram. Supreme Court will be hearing that plea on the 1st of April. This plea is stating that renovation will be impacting the ashram's simplicity. Earlier, remember, Gujarat High Court had dismissed Tushar Gandhi's plea. Now, Tushar Gandhi had filed an appeal in the apex court after the Gujarat High Court, with an order dated November 25th, had dismissed his petition. And on a mentioning by senior advocate Indira Jaisingh, who appeared for Tushar Gandhi seeking an urgent hearing, now Chief Justice NV Ramana has assured that the matter will be listed for hearing on the 1st of April. And Tushar Gandhi is joining me live on the broadcast. Tushar, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation on Mirror Now. First of all, talking about this plea, just take us through the concerns that you have raised when it comes to this particular plea before the apex court.
Yeah, just a correction. I'm the great-grandson, not the grandson. Can't be elevated one generation above where I am.
I beg your pardon.
But as regards the plea,
I understand.
There are certain
Tushar,
procedural and fundamental aspects to which I object. There's a lot of autocratic element in the way the project is being driven through, which goes fundamentally against the principle of democracy and transparency. Also, there are technical issues for which my legal team, comprising of Indira Jaisingh and Mihir Desai, are more competent to answer. So, based on all that, and because I felt that the Gujarat High Court dismissed my plea without giving it due, without going into the depth of my plea, I was forced to approach the Supreme Court, and I'm very happy that it will be heard and soon.
On what grounds did the Gujarat High Court refuse the earlier plea, Tushar?
Well, the Gujarat High Court took up our plea. The Advocate General of Gujarat appeared in the first hearing, and he said our concern was regarding preserving the core of the ashram, which is Hriday Kunj and the two buildings in that core. And he said verbally he assured the High Court that we are not going to touch it. And so the High Court decided that that was enough assurance. And so they said then there is no need to hear the plea in its entirety, which I honor their judgment, but I felt that it still required hearing, and so I decided to, after legal advice, I decided to approach the Supreme Court.
All right. All right, Tushar, what do you expect from the apex court now? You must be getting a sense on what can be expected, especially now that this is the second plea and this is before the apex court of the country. Do you think this will be heard this time?
I'm hoping that it will be heard in its entirety, and the principle as well as the technical points will be weighed before a decision is given by the court. I feel very strongly that this is one individual's megalomania, which is going to cost the exchequer a tremendous amount of money, which should not be wasted in such projects. And I also very strongly feel that the entire proposal is very anti-Gandhian and very anti the bequest that Bapu made of regarding this ashram. And so I'm just seeking redress from the top apex court of the country.
Right. All right, Tushar, thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. So, world-class museum and a tourist destination is not something that Tushar really is looking forward to when it comes to the Sabarmati Ashram, because simplicity is what Mahatma Gandhi believed in, and that's what he wants, the ashram to also be known as. And that's why this plea before the apex court.